Alrighty then, welcome back, and right now we are gonna be just simply continuing with that, but here we are gonna be focusing on the Kubernetes section. We have learned quite a lot of things, but since then I haven't really implemented that at all. So it's better to just simply go through everything and just simply implement that. Yeah, there's gonna be some background noise as well, so just simply ignore that. I hope it does make sense. Coming back here, this was the last thing. By the way, we are gonna be working with this for 4 hours. So ultimately, for what misspelled, for 2 hours. For 2 hours continuously, we are gonna be focusing on this Kubernetes section, and after that, we are gonna be switching to the another one. If my throat helps me speak. Okay, so I hope it's clear, and without any further delay, let's simply get going. I hope I'm audible. Am I not? Okay, so yeah, I am. So here we are, and this was the error that I faced the last time. So let me first of all resolve this. And the thing is that it was unable to find the environment variable for some reason. The question is, why was it unable to find the environment variable? Because over here inside auth, I do have the recent API key, and I have even saved it. And in that case, probably here. Where do I need to have that? Inside this services, right? So over here I'm trying to get it like this, but it turns out that I'm not able to get it. So let me do one thing, CLG, and by the way it's gonna be running later, just a sec. Probably over here only I need to log it. So CLG API key, it should usually be here, but okay. Recent process.env.resend API and key. Alrighty, the problem is that I'm not able to get it here. So in that case, I will have to use .env. Oh yeah, I haven't used that yet. I think that is needed. Over here to get the environment variable, I used .env, didn't I? Let me see. Package.env. We don't really ignore the noise around me. Just kind of a pump is being done. Okay, forget about that, but I am using bun, so in that case I don't really need to use .env over here. In that case this should be fine, but this is not fine. Inside services index.ts, what am I missing? It should be working here. Let me see if I can do something. Turbo, I'm getting this error, and missing API key, pass it to the constructor new resend, and this is where the API. Oh, just a minute, I'm passing it here. This particular thing is being passed, but it is saying that it is missing. So let me do one thing, let me run it one more time, and this time what will it say? I'm not okay. API key is actually undefined over here, so even if I have it but I don't have it, how am I supposed to be accessing this? So inside services, if I want to access the API key, then what if this service is at the root level? Then will I be able to access this? Just a minute, give me a sec, I will be back. Alrighty then, let's continue. I'm just simply coughing for some reason. Okay, then here we are, and the next thing that I have to do, I have to get the environment variable somehow, and I'm not able to get it. So how about if I keep everything in the router? Email service is here, and that service is being used over here. Send email, that's already being used. Let's see it like this, if it works. It's still not working. So how about keeping all the things at the top level? The question is, will it be working or not? Ignore that. Yeah, I don't know why am I coughing. Never mind. Let me try to run this. Still getting the same error. This is a different one anyway. Package sources should be removed from here like this. And why am I coughing, man? Turbo dev. Sort of the same error is here. So as the same error is here, that simply means it's time to install .env. But when using .env, if I have the environment variables, I should directly be able to access them. Usually it works the same way. So the question is, why am I not getting that here? CLG index file, and from here I'm gonna be getting the processor .env probably mongo URI. What is the name of the URL here? MongoDB URI. Let me try to get this. Run this, and API key that is undefined. How about the MongoDB URI? Anyway, don't really have it. So if I just simply comment this and get rid of this as well. Let me see this now. Web. How am I supposed to be getting that MongoDB URI? That doesn't really work directly. In that case, probably I need to go here. Just a minute. CD packages, CD auth, not auth, ls. CD one step back. I have auth over here, right? So CD auth ls, and I'm gonna be running bun index.ts. Let's see what's gonna be happening here. So better auth base URL not come determined. Please set a better auth base URL over here. Okay. But apart from this particular thing, we are getting this. We are getting this particular. What is this called? URL over here. So it turns out I do have the URL. Okay, I need to have it at two places. How can I forget that? Probably this is the region. If I just simply uncomment everything here and get rid of this as well, because I'm calling it from the front end side. So on the front end side, the URL needs to be there, if I'm not wrong. In that case, let me just undo everything, whatever I have done here. It is just unable to do a few things. Never mind. Let me just move it here inside source. So source has index.ts, source has services, and services has the email service, and get rid of all these things. Probably I know what's the reason behind it. Probably. So what am I actually gonna do? I'm just simply gonna copy this recent API key from here. Of course, copy just, and I'm gonna be pasting this particular key inside this web .env, and somewhere here it needs to be pasted, and let's see what's gonna happen now. So once I've done these many things, after that ls and cd two directories back. Apart from this particular thing, there's one more thing that I need to change here, that is the package inside source, just like this. And let's see, turbo dev, and this time what kind of error we got? Missing API key, pass it to the constructor new. It is still not being passed. Interesting. In that case, okay, so here we are. First of all, I have to allow just a minute. So I am using send email service in packages inside auth. So ultimately I'm using turbo repo over here, and I have packages file, ultimately the directory. Inside packages I have auth, that is just simply using send email functionality, and for that thing I'm actually using resend. The thing is that in Next.js, whenever I just simply send the images in the auth directory using better auth, so it is just unable to get the environment variable. If I directly go to auth folder and try to run index.ts or any file over there, it is able to access the variables. And but the problem is that when I send the email, ultimately when I'm signing up, and at that time I'm configuring better auth to send the email, so at that time resend or that particular file is unable to access the environment variable using bun in turbo repo with Next.js. That's it. I know whatever I've like told here, that's not in the right order, but okay, you'll be able to understand. So the very common turbo repo Next.js shared environment issue. Nothing is wrong with the recent better auth. It's about how environment blah blah blah. Okay, the core problem in turbo repo apps web Next.js automatically loads .env packages. Auth does not automatically get environment variables. So when you run auth package directly works. Bun loads it. You call it from Next.js files, not environment variable inside packages. Okay. So it happens Next.js loads environment local environment.local automatically, but only for the Next.js app runtime. Your packages auth is it just a plain packages does not get environment unless you pass them manually. So in that case, best solution can be pass the environment variable, pass environment from Next.js recommended. So in your Next.js app, whenever I'm calling this send email, what the hell? Okay, send email to email API key. So and in your package resend send email, I'm gonna be getting the API key over here, and I'm gonna be just simply giving it the API keys. This is the cleanest and most scalable approach. Literally, this is the scalable approach. Use process.env only. Next.js important rule: never rely on process.env inside the shared packages. Always inject values from the app. Literally, load environment variable in package is not recommended. You can do this inside packages, auth import this, but this is bad practice because breaks separation of concern, blah blah blah. Using turbo repo env config advanced. So using turbo env config pipeline build environment, this helps in builds but does not fix runtime. Okay, got it. Important concept: apps web brain tool users package should never look for env. So best practice, use the environment variable over here. From here I have to just simply pass it over here, and this is how it's gonna be done. Crazy job. Oh my god. Okay, let's do it like this. So this index.ts we have over here, and inside this it's actually being used. Such an insane thing this is here, literally. The thing is that I'm using better auth right now, and better auth is used inside auth folder, and that auth folder automatically calls send email. So there's even no way to send the email from the front end Next.js app to this and then use that. So what's the another way? Let's see. By the way, it's gonna be continuously for 2 hours, so hopefully we'll be able to resolve this, and we will be switching to the deployment part as well. Got it. This is better auth architecture constraint. This is not just a okay. You cannot pass environment variable there because better auth runs inside packages auth calls from the send. Okay, got it. So the real fix can be solution: load environment at this app level, not inside the package. Even though auth is in packages, it is executed inside the Next.js runtime. So the trick is ensure the environment variable is available before better auth is initialized. Before better auth is initialized, use .env in the next route. Put your environment variable over there, and resend key needs to be that. Then in your auth package, resend process.env just like this. This works only if better auth runs inside Next.js server API route on this. If this is not working, then this is your force environment variable into package via import inside this .env or better control. They are gonna be imported here from the dev app. This ensures when better auth runs, environment variable is already loaded. Important turbo repo coach, path methods from packages auth correct usually is gonna be this. Okay, that's fine. Let me give this code to the AI. Hopefully, it will be able to help me in a better way. So this is the code that I have inside auth folder inside index.ts file that is actually being exported. Well, now everything is clear. Your issue is happening that this send email because send blah 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 blah. Okay, fine. Important understanding. Better auth is initialized inside packages. In Next.js imports it, but Next.js does not inject environment variable into that package automatically. So resend undefined. Okay, fine. Clean and correct if since you cannot pass environment manually. Better auth calls it internally. The only reliable solution is load environment variable at the very top. Turns out we'll have to load the environment variables over here. Interesting. So packages auth env.ts. I have env.ts file over here. Import.env from this path, this .env.config, path.resolve, process.cwd. It will just simply resolve the whole path. Give me the absolute path if I'm not wrong. Import first index.ts. So env is going to be imported here. Once this is done, then do I need to pass from here? Not really. The job should be done, right? Alrighty, let's give it a try. Ultimately, what I have to do, that I have to create an env.ts that will be responsible for getting the environment variables. Hopefully, it's gonna be working fine. So I have packages, I have auth, inside auth, I have source. Inside source, I'm gonna be creating env.ts here, and here I'm gonna be first of all cd packages auth ls one add.env. Alrighty, so this particular thing is done, and I'm gonna be just simply importing it. So import.env from .env. Once I have this .env.config, and I have to just give it the path over here. So the path is actually going to be something that is telling me that this is where the path is coming from. Alrighty. Apart from this particular thing, there is something called path.cwd, right? Current working directory. Let's see. So path resolve process.current working directory, and then the two-step back apps web and this. Yeah, it should work. So what am I gonna do here? Import path from path. Once I have path over here, so path will be doing the job of resolving the absolute path if I'm not wrong, and process.cwd current working directory I'm gonna be getting, plus the from here I have to get how many directories back. I have to get well, there are many. This env.ts should be in the root file first of all, just like this. And once, well, that's gonna be crazy. That will not be crazy, never mind. So env.ts I have over here. From here I have to go to the auth folder, then from auth to package. So cd two steps back, and then once I'm on the package level, then I'm gonna be going to the apps. So apps slash inside the app I have to go to the web slash app slash .env. So this is the overall path if I'm not wrong. Web and .env, this is where I have the key. So from here it's gonna be getting the environment variables. Once it gets the environment variables, in that case as per the document of what ChatGPT, I have to just simply import it over here. So let me do that. So I'm gonna be importing .env. Once I have this over here, that simply means I should be getting the environment variable as well. But let's see if it's actually gonna work as expected or not. So let me just simply run this turbo dev. Oh, I need to go to few steps back. ls turbo dim. Let's simply run this. It is still saying me that that is not found. In that case, I'm using .env over here. Probably I need to find it here as well. Let's see. Import .env. Just like this, and let me see if it works. Turbo dim. No way. So ultimately I'm resolving this in time. So env.ts I have over here, and this is how we're simply gonna be going ahead. Apps web.env.local and all. Present working directory. Well, using this will not work. How about right now? Still getting that. Am I missing something? .env config path.resolve process this two steps back apps web, and this particular file import inside index.ts at the top. I'm already doing that, and once this is done, then so import send email in must be loaded before any imports. Environment variable must be loaded before any import that uses this. That's right. And recent API key. Let me log the value over here. Probably here. Whether it is actually available or not. And I think it's not available. Recent API key, that is actually undefined in that case. dir name in this, it is actually mainly used for joining. Even better, let me do one thing, Control C. And what else am I supposed to be doing? I have this .env over here, and let me just simply copy everything. I mean, take a screenshot. This in the actually tells us what's wrong. Okay, injected inv0 from web app, and this recent undefined 0 means 0 variables were loaded, so your path or file is wrong. So root cause configuration dot this environment button next year's environment file is usually not really. I have this environment variable here .env. In that case, this environment variable is inside web, and web is inside apps, and that is it. Okay. Correct path for your runtime, that's gonna be web environment variable. I have .env inside web. Perfect using actions. Okay, then path.resolve with this .env, but your actually structure is web app next config, so there is no .env app folder. Huh? App. Sorry. Why am I writing this app over here? It should be somewhat like this. Let me run this again. Turbo dim. Finally, it seems to be working. Never expected this thing. Okay, never mind. It is sort of working right now, so not getting any error. And ultimately, I'm sending the environment variables from here. That simply means inside auth. And coming back to this particular label over here, I don't really need any environment variable here as such, so let me get rid of them. And I have this email service index.ts package.json, exporting it from here, and this is how it's gonna be done inside environment variables. I'm just simply defining the path, running it again, and let's see what's gonna happen. Yeah, sort of nothing really happened. And Let's try to check this thing. By the way, if I click on sign up, great. I'm just simply gonna be signing up with the new account, so that's gonna be demo. Well, that should not be demo. That needs to be a real account in that case. How many IDs do I have? Only one. Let me log in with another one. I mean, this one would be better to just simply log in with. Hopefully, it will not ask me what the authentication, authorization, and all. Is this gonna be working? Okay, fine. Great stuff. That simply means I can just simply send the email to this one. So let me log in with this. gmail.com, and well, that's just a name, sorry. Cut, paste, Lalita, just like this. Password is gonna be PASSWORD1234, PASSWORD1234. Let's click on submit. And what is gonna happen right now? I am redirected to my home page. Well, yeah, sort of home page. And ignore the noise around me. It's like work is going on, so can't really do anything. But ultimately, email should be sent here. Let's see if the email has been sent for the verification of the email. If it works this much, then we will start working on the deployment section. So turns out I haven't really got any email yet. In that case, I gotta check this thing out as well. This is the key that I have got. Great job. Once I have got the key, so the email should be sort of sent. By the way, when the email is getting sent, I'm not really logging anything, right? So inside packages, db auth, where is auth? This is it. And inside this service, email service, if there's any error, that's great. Otherwise, clg email got sent or verification email got sent. Just email would be enough. Email got sent successfully. Alrighty. By the way, I haven't really got any email yet here. In that case, let me go to the spam. I don't really think I would be getting here. Refresh it one more time. Not really, it doesn't seem to be working. Let me do one thing. Let me log in one more time. Probably this time it's gonna happen. Or do I need to enable something else? Let me go back here. This, close this API. TurboDev map box, close this. NodeMailer, close this. Email and password. So ultimately, whenever you are require email verification, so this is done. Email verification, send email verification. Gonna be sending it like this. Require. So what am I supposed to be doing? Inside this, I need to set this require email verification. So inside index.ts, auto signing, that is false, and it needs to be here require email verification, so that it actually requires the verification. And email enumeration protection, what is this? Email enumeration protection plugin that can add to user fields. Plugins that add user fields. Enable this custom synthetic users, core fields, additional fields, id, this role user, band, all these things. Okay, they are just simply extra ones that I have here. Similarly, send verification email, I can just simply use the verification over here, request password reset. So am I just simply requesting? It is here. So here the trigger manually email verification, so we can even trigger the email manually using auth client. That's okay, fine. Update, we can request password reset, and in that case send reset password. On password reset, all these things need to be here. Update password, So it turns out there's a lot of things to do, but overall this particular thing should be working now. So let me just simply start everything again, and time to sign up one more time probably, but this does all, I mean this already exists. So if I go to users, let me just simply delete all the users, and once all of them are deleted, let me try to sign up. And this account, probably any account, that doesn't really matter for that sake, but okay, this is already open, right? So Lalita and Lalita Lalita Patel 3241@gmail.com, PASSWRD1234 and PASSWRD1234. Let's click on submit. I am going to be redirected to what? This home page again, because the email verification, I have to just simply show a message here that email verification has been sent, go and verify your email, or I should be redirected to probably some other page, but okay, never mind. Let's come here, refresh it, and it turns out I haven't really got any. Okay, here we got an error. What is the problem? Error sending the email. Okay, and what was the error here? Unhandled rejection. Rejection even could not be handled here. So let me do one thing, to know the reason. Just a minute. Where am I just using this here? And in here, if there is no error, I'm gonna be just simply getting rid of this. I'm not able to handle this, so let me just simply log the value over here and return. That's it. That's what I want. Ultimately, whether I return or not, that doesn't really matter, but it's better to just simply do that. And let me just simply restart this. So is the user being saved in the database? Let me check this thing out. Yeah, user is definitely being saved in the database, though that is not authenticated yet. So let me delete this thing from here, and let me try to log in again, sign up. This particular one is going to be used, and PASSWRD1234, PASSWRD1234, submit, done. Check this thing out, refresh. Of course there's an error. So error status code, this validation, this invalid from field, the email address needs to follow the example.com or this format. This is the problem here. Never mind, let me copy it. I'm gonna be back here. The problem is here, Google Meet app, but I couldn't really copy that anyway. If I just try to copy this much, for copying I just need to click C. That's gonna be copied, and I'm gonna paste it here. I gonna paste. Wow, what an English. Never mind. Google Meet app, or it's gonna be pretty simple like this: Meet and verify@gmail. I mean, is this gonna be like this? Verify at the rate. What kind of format it should be following? email@example.com. So it should be somewhat like this. So let me do one thing. Let me add no reply here, and verify@gmail.com. I mean, this is how I'm gonna be doing it. Great. Let me try to log in one more time and sign up one more time. That's gonna be lalita@gmail.com, PASSWRD1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 1234, 12 PAWS123 submit and done. Coming back to this particular thing, refresh it. I haven't really got any. Come back here. Has the email been sent? The user is already signed up, so because of that thing the email could not really be sent. So I think the user needs to sign in this time. So let me click on sign in. Hopefully the email is sent while signing in as well. User should not be allowed in email not verified. That's great, we are getting this thing over here. And is this actually sending the email or not? That particular function is not getting called. That simply means email is not getting sent. In that case, if I come back here, refresh it, I'm not gonna be getting the email over here. So what am I supposed to be doing? Maybe needs to change the configuration a little bit. So in that case, email should be sent, otherwise even while signing in I'm gonna be sending the email. So over here, require email verification. What else can I have here? After email verification, a few more things that I can know from here. Update configuration, email verification, email enumeration protection, signing. Okay, concepts, user and account session limits. This is looks email. So what am I missing here? Probably something that I'm not able to get. User and accounts, confirming with the current email, change email, change the password, refer, delete account, account unlinking. Nothing works for me at least. Authentication, I have these things over here. Two-factor username. Alrighty, so how am I gonna be forcing it to just simply send the email again while signing in if the email is not verified? Is there any way? Let me take the help of my notes if I have saved anything there. Bro, Next.js, and over here what am I supposed to be doing? Authentication, authorization, better auth is something that I'm gonna be going through here, and good point to keep in mind. When you deploy, post install Prisma generate. Okay, let's not worry about this. Clerk, forget about that. Better auth code. भाई कुछ तो आजा. Nothing is here that can help me. Yeah, so this is not needed. Notes, auth client get session. If I go to auth section over here, so email and password, R2 sign in, that's gonna be false. After sign up, so minimum password is, that simply means it just simply checks the like length of the password. R2 sign in false. After sign up, user will be signed in. By default it's true. So R2 sign by default it's true, so I'm just simply turning it off. That simply means after signing up user should okay, got it. Require email verification true. This lets the user to sign in only when email is verified. So require email verification. So yeah, email verification is also required. And async send a reset password, it needs to be sent like this. Okay, fine. email verification, send on sign up true, auto sign in after verification true. Auto sign in after verification. Okay, got it. After verification it should be auto signed in. So probably this is what I have to send on sign up true. So on sign up the email will be sent. Auto sign in after verification, that's fine. Send on sign in as well. So over here, send on sign in, that's gonna be true. Send on sign up, that's also gonna be true. And R2 sign in after verification, that's gonna be true. Pretty simple. That's the benefit of using notes. I mean creating proper notes. By the way, I can even go through it even more. And if especially I will have to go through my notes while working on this. But let's see whether it works this time or not. Stop everything. And ultimately I'm gonna be implementing each and everything. Like not each and everything, but most of the things that Better Auth offers. So for that particular thing we will have to definitely go through the previous things. But before that, the main once this gets done, I'm gonna be focusing on the deployment part. Let's see how it's gonna be going on. Signing in, email not verified, that's great, fine. Am I gonna be getting an email over here? It turns out I am not getting any email. Okay, if I try to sign up with a new account, then what happens? Sign up and especially whatever the title of the video is, I just do the opposite things. Every time it happens, I plan something else and then I get busy fixing something else. Never mind. Okay, here we are. Payment reminder April 5. Okay, so I haven't got any Gmail over here, right? Spam. Yeah, I haven't. That simply means direct verification is also not working. Crazy, actually. I'm unable to send the email. Huh. Enable auto sign in. Auto sign in, that's false. Okay, require email verification, that's true. Coming back to this one, send on this is already done. So now what is the problem? Auto sign in require email verification. There must be 2 users already. Yeah, there are. Email verified, there is false. Email verified, there is false. Both the times. But the thing is that for some reason I'm unable to send the email. I can get the data and I can log that, can't I? So over here, one thing that I have been missing, this data thing. So let me just simply log the value of that as well. So CLG data is gonna be equals to this, and let's see what it returns me at the end. Let me just do it again. And going to sign in. Email verification. PAWSWRD 1234 sign in. Error sending the email. Validation error. Still I'm getting the validation error. Okay, let's do one thing. Control C, and I'm just simply gonna be this was the problem, sorry. Let's try this thing one more time. Probably this is gonna work. PAWSWRD 134. The gmail.com domain is not verified, please add a verified domain this lol. Can I use just the example? It just simply needs some kind of domain. Email @ gmail, well, gmail.com. Will it work? Example.com, or I'll have to add something from my own side. Paste it here, start it again, turbo dev. I don't think it's gonna be working, it is just the example. So I'll have to add my own Gmail, domain. Let's see what's gonna happen here. Yeah, congratulations. Add the domain from your own side. Any another way, or will I have to add the domain? Is there any email we can get from here? Emails, broadcast, create email. What can I do? Wow, what is this? This is just the tester. Okay, templates we can get from here. Create template. Okay, we can even create the template. Metrics, domains we can edit, but I haven't added any. And API I did create that, but I don't have any email from here, or probably I need to have this. From this particular email it needs to be sent, if I'm not wrong, probably. So I'm gonna be adding my own Gmail over here. From here it needs to be sent. Hopefully it's gonna be working. VIPENDRA 9@gmail.com. Let's try this thing out now. Done. I'm gonna be logging in. So from here it's gonna be sent to this only. PASSWRD123 sign in, and 403. We'll have to add a domain anyhow, so domains, add a domain. Okay, especially when I created the key, API key. New API, sending access, all domain. Okay, escape. I have only this. I don't know. Sending. It's gonna be too much. I have a backache right now, seriously. People usually get headaches, I get backache. Introduction. Probably I will have to add my domain over here. Ignore the sound. Don't really have any other option. I didn't want to go live, but then it would be rescheduled again, and I would have to cover so many things at the same time. So that is why I just thought of going just right now. Oh, the problem is that okay, it turns out that I have only one way right now. Later I will be looking for some another ways, but as for right now I will definitely have to add my domain over here. So domain, add domain, and here we go, coding the code dot site. Here we are, Tokyo. Okay, let's go with that. Add a domain. Oh my god, literally it is just simply saying that go to hosting, do these many things. So we have to add these many things over there. So let's go. What else? Don't really have any other option. Here we are. I don't even have that account logged in with which I actually bought the subscription of hosting. Cancel this. I mean, I don't really think anything else is gonna happen over here. The simple thing is that I will have to add the domain somehow, and then only it's gonna be possible. I even need to have the access of all my accounts. Crazy. Before that, let me go to the Kubernetes section over here. Let's see how many things I can Kubernetes. Let's stop working on this right here. I need to have my mobile, then I need to signing up. So I need to sign up with that particular email, then only I will be able to verify everything and all. So let's simply exit everything. As for right now, we are going to be working on this tomorrow, because this is again the Google Meet clone project, and this is the time for working on the Kubernetes section. I thought I could have resolved everything really quickly and then would have moved to Kubernetes section, but it is time taking. So let's stop it right here, and now mainly gonna be working on this particular part. So let me do one thing. Kubernetes section needs to be given time. How long has it been? It's already been around 1 hour. So ultimately for 1 hour I had better just simply focus on the Kubernetes section, and then we'll see what happens next. I have quite a lot of things to handle, never mind. So right now gonna be just simply spinning up the barrier, and as for this particular project I'm gonna be working tomorrow morning. And in here, let me open barrier here as well, start the barrier, and done. Great. How long has it been? 3:37. It will already be 5. So let's keep working on this particular thing for 5 hours. I'm gonna be creating the applications from scratch. So let's simply create a to-do app. Probably it's not gonna be looking the best, but okay, ultimately we'll be able to deploy the things and all, right? So what am I actually gonna do? I'm gonna be first of all closing everything. This recent thing, it's easy to be resolved. I mean, we can easily resolve this, but again we need proper credentials, proper authentication setup. So we will be getting it done tomorrow. And as for right now, let me quickly re-go through everything that I have learned, and that's gonna be the sort of the best thing. So what am I gonna do right now? Let me see what we can do. Software, Web3. I got Web3. Even I have to talk about Rust. Congratulations. I have more than I can chew, but I have to try to chew it all. Okay, so we gotta start it from where? New relic. Let's start it from scratch. So starting it from scratch in the sense, we have Helm over here, right? And ultimately Kubernetes ECS. From here we have to start everything Kubernetes. So ultimately what is our goal? The goal is pretty simple. We have to create a backend, we have to create a front end, and once the backend and front end both of them are created, we have to just simply deploy them, and they should be working, right? This is what we have to focus on. And ultimately we are gonna be creating clusters, pods, replica sets, deployment, AWS EKS machine. Of course, we add learn how. Let's remove this as well. Ingress, KTH, my to do, scaling, this. My to do, let it be here. As for the remaining things, I'm gonna be removing them from here. Alrighty. By the way, this is gonna be K. It is deployment. First of all, the main goal is gonna be creating a backend and a front end. Yeah, these two things: a backend and a front end, and probably mini Next.js application. Next.js will not be. Should I do that like that? Yeah, let's do that like that. I'll be showing exactly what I'm doing. So the thing that I'm actually gonna do over here, that is gonna be creating a backend folder. I'm gonna be using Node.js for that. Pretty simple. We'll try to optimize it the best way possible. What else? So I have a backend folder. I'm gonna be creating a front end folder as well. Next.js will be. I'm gonna be using Next.js for that. Pretty simple. And most importantly, I'm gonna be using Bun. That's gonna be a simple to-do project. Nothing special in that, right? You can easily create that. And the important thing is gonna be how I'm gonna be using. Can I use Prisma here? Prisma Postgres SQL, definitely it can be used. And when I'm actually using Prisma over here with this, then and front end, because if we are doing, we should be doing something different as well, right? Even if that is a to-do project. So using Prisma is not really a big deal. Creating a project inside Next.js, that is also not a big deal. So ls cd, first of all, let's go to the backend. Let's simply work on the backend part, and then we'll switch to the front end one. And bun init, it's gonna be pretty simple. Yes for all. Here we have this backend setup ready. It's gonna be quite quick. So the main goal is not on creating proper backend and all, because at the end of the day we already have a project that we have to deploy. Creating sort of a demo backend that is just that simply does the job, right? So for that thing, let me add DOM here. This thing is done. Let me create the environment variables as well here. So .env, I will have the port number over here. That's gonna be sort of 3000. And what else? Having the port number is going to be enough. Yeah, just port number is going to be enough. Probably I need to have the allowed origins over here. Allowed origins, and that's gonna be HTTP localhost 3000, somewhat like this. But let's see how it's gonna be going on. Most probably it's gonna be sort of like this. Pretty simple. Coming back to this one, the simplest backend Devops. You should be get the to dos. You should be able to get to dos. I mean delete. We will be using all the CRUD options. So bun add express, and I need to add the bun add type /express. Done. That simply import express from express. Done. Const app express. Let's get it done really quickly. Const port, that's gonna be equals to process.env.port. And not only that, I will even be logging the value. So clg port, so that I'm able to check it whether I'm actually able to get the value or not. Port, this is how it's gonna be going on. And I need to have one more. clg allowed origins origins. Yeah, that's right, sort of. Let me do one thing. I'm actually gonna be getting the port number and allowed origins from environment variable. Once I have it over here, the allowed origins is gonna be here. Ed allowed. Copy, paste, and paste. Done. App.listen on this particular port, and clg server is, अरे भाई server is listening on port and this particular port. So this thing is done. Pretty simple. Gonna be creating 4 routes over here. App dot get slash. Should I structure it? Forget about the structuring it. By the way, structuring is not really a big deal. We can easily structure that. Sort of, let's work on the structuring thing a little bit. Forget about the structuring it. We can make it better anytime. App dot get slash tools, and we are gonna be getting all the tools from here. As simple as that. Because if we add more functionality, it is gonna be taking more time, and that's what we don't wanna do. By the way, we don't even have a backend. Let's host a backend as well. Yeah, hosting a backend. Should we do that? So what is our goal at the end of the day? Just a minute. Sign up with Google. I don't have the access of my other accounts, and that's the main problematic thing. I will be just simply logging in with them very soon, but let me go with this for now. I have to verify myself literally. If I had my mobile nearby, I would have done that, but okay, that's on the terrace at the top. Clear it. Model, diagrams, code, explanation. Let's go with this. What's up? Authentication. Already time to start writing some things on this. So what is gonna be the overall goal? I mean structure over here. I will have a cluster ultimately on EKS. So there's gonna be EKS. EKS cluster. And inside that particular EKS cluster, I will have 3 nodes or 2 nodes. That doesn't really matter. Suppose I'm gonna be having 2 nodes over here, and this is also gonna be a node. And this is also gonna be a node, and probably just imagine 3 nodes, but ultimately I will have 2 nodes, and there are gonna be many pods inside those nodes. And apart from this particular thing, I have to run 3 services over here. First one is the front end, second one is the back end, and third one is the front end is here, back end is here, database. So ultimately I need to run these 3 things. So suppose this one is running front end, this one is running back end, and probably this one is running the database. So this is how we have to just simply go ahead with the things. Simple. Coming back to this one, right now we are working on this back end section. So back end, and I'm gonna be building the image. So for this I need just the image, and I can just directly run the image over here after creating the configuration. Which configuration? Ultimately I have to create the deployment configuration, right, YAML file, and that's gonna be done. When it comes to front end, the same thing I have to do. I have to just simply get the image of the front end, and I can run the deployment. As for the database, we are gonna be using suppose Postgres over here. We already have the image of the Postgres, so we don't really need to worry about it. We can just directly run this, and the job will be done. Once they are running, then I have to just simply expose them using services. So ultimately front end is going to be exposed using load balancer service. So this is going to be exposed like this. So ultimately load balancer service, come on. So it is going to be exposed using load balancer service, and these 2 backend and database, they are gonna be exposed using cluster IP service. So cluster IP service, so they are gonna be exposed as well. So this is how they are gonna be exposed, and once they are exposed like this, then even front end will be able to will be able to talk to the backend, backend will be able to talk to the database, and this is how the job will be done. And load balancer will give me the URL to just simply access the front end. From the front end, I'm gonna be able to access all these things. So ultimately, the job will be done. Simple. As for the environment variables, I'm gonna be using what is that called? Secret config. Secret. Again, that's gonna be the configuration file that will be created. So this is also done. So yeah, this is what we have to just simply focus on. So let's simply work on the backend part. As for the authentication, there's gonna be no authentication at all. We have to-dos, we are gonna be getting the to-dos. Writing the logic will not be a problematic thing. So get slash. Okay, fine. We are gonna be getting the to-dos. Getting the to-dos. Getting all the to-dos is enough. Let's make it post. So post request is gonna be here. This is gonna be just a to-dos. A sync normal, just like this. By the way, this request response. Let me copy, not cut, copy, paste, just like this. Come back here, then actually a put request, and I'm gonna be sending the ID, and similarly delete request, I'm gonna be sending an ID. Even we can have delete all, but never mind. These are the 4 CRUD operations that I'm gonna be having over here. For having those operations, I'm gonna be using Prisma over here. Probably it's time to use Drizzle. Wouldn't it be a great idea? Drizzle. Then creating the database of the Drizzle. Drizzle works on top of PG only. So I mean PostgreSQL only. So yeah, let's even try that thing out. It's been quite a long time. I have been consistently using Prisma, but as for Drizzle ORM, I haven't. I'm not that much familiar with this. So using this, at least I'm gonna be knowing more about this Drizzle thing. Okay. By the way, let's click on get started. I'm gonna be getting started with what? I'm using PostgreSQL over here first of all. So it is just simply giving me the configuration and all exactly what I can do. So project root I have, and first of all npm install, of course I'm using bun over here. So bun add drizzle orm pg.env and drizzle kit, all these things we have to just simply add. So let me just simply inside backend install everything. Once that is done, after that I need to have the database URL and create a .env file that we have the database URL. We already have it here. Let me have a database URL as well. So database URL, that's gonna be database URL of the Postgres. I'm using Postgres over here. So let me do one thing. For now it's gonna be Postgres. How do we write it? Probably like this, Postgres. This is the username, and what is the password? Postgres 3241 @ localhost 5432. I'm not sure, but let me give it a try. /kthDB, just like this. Suppose this is the URL. I'll have to even check it. So can I check it using PSQL? Let me go to pgadmin. Postgres localhost 5432. I will have to start. Just a minute. Give me a sec. Postgres 3241 failed. Postgres 1234 failed. PWS password 1234. PWS 3241. Okay. Postgres 1234. Postgres 324. Postgres 3241. It turns out I don't really know the password. Great job. If I want to connect, I will definitely have to have my password. Oh, it is not even running, so how can I validate it? Docker process status, docker start postgres db. It has started right now. Now I should be able to authenticate myself. So postgres 3241, and turns out, yeah, that's right. Inside postgres db I will have kdays db. I already had it here, never mind. So to do db, let me name this to do db, to do's db database. And postgres 3241 localhost of 54321. Yeah, it's gonna be working. So once I have this over here, so the next thing is that actually creating a db.ts over here. So db.ts, by the way, how do we configure the things here? So it is just simply saying that inside source create db schema.ts, and you need to have index.ts over here. So willing or not, I have to create this thing. Okay, never mind, let's do it. So ultimately I need to create a source folder over here. Inside source I'm gonna be having my index.ts. अरे भाई किधर गए हो? Literally node modules. So index.ts is gonna be inside source. db.ts, forget about this, let me keep it inside source only. So this is gonna be inside that too. अब क्या हुआ भाई? Okay, and so inside source I will create a db folder. Inside db I will have a schema.ts, and index.ts is gonna be the main file. And this is how things are gonna be going on. That's great. Schema.ts, and let's see what's gonna be happening. I need to have environment variable over here, region config, and all these things. Fine. So db.ts, this is not quite required for now. This is how I'm gonna be going ahead with the things. And what else can we do next? Database URL I already have. Then it is just simply saying create an index.ts file in source directory and initialize the connection. Okay, node postgres. So I'm using node over here. So .env drizzle orm node postgres. Seriously, didn't know that it is that much confusing. Never mind. Your node postgres I'm using with node.js, right? Drizzle orm node postgres, and I'm gonna be using pg over here. Then this is how it's gonna be initialized. And you can specify any property from the node postgres connection, and we have here this works directly. Let me copy it. Probably I need to have something called db.ts here. So let's see what's gonna be happening. So just inside source I'm gonna be having my db.ts. I'm gonna be pasting it over here. As for the environment variable, it must already be accessible, and from here I'm gonna be exporting the db. So this is how it's gonna be exported. Result db process.this, it will be just simply connected. Create a table. We even need to create a table. Wow. So create a table. So create a schema.ts file inside source db directory and declare your table. Schema.ts. Fine. Inside db we have to create a db folder. Inside that we have to say schema.ts, and let me copy this thing from here. pg table users. By the way, this is gonna be which table? This is gonna be the to-dos table. And I need to have id integer primary key grid generated always as identity. That's fine. Name, I need to have to do over here, or probably title. Varchar length is gonna be this, not null. That's fine. Age, forget about the age, forget about this email as well. What else am I supposed to be having? So I will have title is done, so completed. Boolean, can I have something called boolean here? Now I don't know how to write the types for it. In that case, where am I? Click on tutorials first of all, and Digital with Node.js and Postgres on Railway. Okay, what is this Railway? By the way, I need to go to here. I need to go to PostgreSQL over here, and this is how it's just simply used. And here digital schema, let's simply click on this, and boolean to get the boolean here. Bool, I don't have it. Interesting. So in that case, this is the schema that we have. Apart from this particular schema, how do we write this schema anyway? Even we have proper things, like proper things in the sense, inside this schema we can create users, message, products. We can create many schemas over here, and there can be many schemas, and then define a schema, PostgreSQL source DB schema. This is where we have to just simply mention it. Dialect, that's gonna be the PostgreSQL over here. That's the one that's being used, and using callbacks as the key. That's interesting. Using import, so import and use this like this. Okay, fine, great. So this is fine, okay with this. And shape your data using tables, schema, blah blah blah. Okay, fine. And export table name in PG table. This is how we are gonna be creating the table. So users table we are creating, ID is gonna be this. That's fine. And ID can be integer, first name can be varchar, and then DB select from users. So DB select from this particular user. So this is how we just simply, these are the queries, right? So DB select which particular table you want to select, and sorry, not how many values you want to select, and from this particular table, right? So ID, select ID first name from users. That's fine. And then integer varchar first name, done. Is there any way to just simply know about the booleans? And also we have timestamp over here. So updated at timestamp, but default now, not null. So we can just simply specify the values like this. ID integer timestamps dot dot dot. What does this mean? Never mind. So database cluster schema table, and I'm looking for something else over here, but I'm not getting that. Invite role, last name, first name, ID slug, owner ID, and they are using the callback property here, like callback way. Aren't they? No, they aren't. Never mind. Column times in database views, database schema, sequences, extensions, database connection, media query, migrations, schemas. So am I gonna be getting a bool here anyway? Nope, I'm not getting boolean. That's great, yeah. Not really getting what I'm looking for. So bool schema. I have gone through everything, but I'm not getting the bool schema. Boolean, it should be there, shouldn't it? Okay, we have column types, indexes, constraints, integer. It has text here, so it should definitely have boolean as well. It turns out today I'm not gonna be getting the boolean anyway. Okay. Text integer. We have serial, we have text. In that case, and there's nothing on the left side, crazy. Alrighty, forget that. It's not really gonna be possible. So in that case, we have completed over here. How many options are we gonna be getting here? Boolean. I mean, this is how it should be. Dot at that default. How to give the values default? So default. So UUID this, and then dot default random, even integer, it will have the values by default. And hopefully it's gonna be sort of like this: indexes, types, database schema, default. So colors can be this. By default it's gonna be red. And what is this color? This color is so colors will have a my schema enum. So this is the enum that I have created, my schema dot enum, and the colors value red, green, blue. I just wanted to use it for a normal project. So it turns out that this is how you define the schemas here. Crazy way, but okay, never mind. So boolean dot default, it will have false. Hopefully it is right. I'm gonna be removing these things. PG table. So because of this thing I was getting the error. Never mind. The main focus is not on learning the what. I forgot the name of this as well. What is this drizzle? How to trying to take the help of Google. How to write the schema for Boolean in drizzle. Schema drizzle ORM. Let me check this thing directly from here. So Boolean is active. We have to even give them the name. Wow. Why? So we are sort of creating a table. Is active is gonna be the name over here, and that is active will be saved in the database. Wow. Interesting. That's the same thing we are doing over here. We are not doing actually. So we have Boolean over here, is active in this. By default is active. So will this work anyway? Sorry, completed. I don't really think so. So users MySQL table, PG table. Honestly, now there's no way out. PG code it is using. I'm using Node.js. Don't say that. I'll have to take proper classes on this as well. Okay, if this way it keeps going on, then of course it's gonna be taking a lot of time. So let's do one thing. We'll be taking proper classes on Drizzle as well. There's really no way out. Okay, what I actually installed initially. These two things, right? Let's go with what we already know instead of just simply going with this. As for Drizzle, I will definitely cover it very soon. Like going through the things altogether that you already not aware of will be problematic. Invalidity removed, done, ls. Yeah, gonna be using what? Prisma, because I know that. The thing is that this result is, it's not like it is difficult. It is sort of okay, but I'm not at all aware of it. So I just knew the name and even tried to use a bit, but not, I am not that much familiar. So never mind, we'll be learning it later. So let me go with the Prisma with the Node.js. I mean, hopefully I'm gonna be getting something. Just using Prisma. I have hatao Node.js. Just simply Prisma with be enough. Instant. Prisma Postgres. Let's go with what you already know instead of going with the things that you may know or you may not know. It's taking a lot of time. Literally, sometimes I do crazy things. Index.ts. Finally, reject all. Okay, forget about that. Yeah. First of all, we are gonna be installing what? Hello Prisma database. Let me install these things. So npm bun add Prisma at the rate. Ultimately, we are gonna be installing Prisma client, Prisma adapter, pg.env. These things are the things that we need. We don't need .env anyway. Probably we may need. So let's install all these things and see what's gonna be happening. Prisma adapter pg we definitely need to install. So bun add Prisma client. Of course, we need to install Prisma as well. It should be written like this: @Prisma / client @Prisma / adapter pg and .env. I don't think this is required. So pg we have, @Prisma adapter pg we have, client we have, and apart from this particular thing, we need to have Prisma and pg types at dev dependencies. So let me install these things. Well, great job. Prisma client Prisma. Now what is the problem? client bun add Prisma client @Prisma adapter. This is done. Bun add Prisma @type /pg. Hopefully that's the name of the type as a dev dependency. At least this is something that I already know. A lot of noise. Okay, so this particular thing is done. Once this is done, so let me just simply initialize Prisma as well. So bun Prisma init. I think this is how it should be done. So yeah, it's ready here. Go with something that you already know instead of going with something that you don't know at all. And source this Postgres SQL. Gonna be creating a model over here. To do id @ string id string @id default uuid. Title is gonna be nothing but a string, and completed is gonna be boolean @default. That's gonna be false over here. That's what I wanted, and it's gonna be saved as map. As for these databases, I'm gonna be learning more about them. No need to worry about this particular thing. But once we have this thing, we don't really have to focus on a lot of things. This much is enough. And ls, we already have the environment variable over here. Yeah, we do have the database URL. Okay, fine. And Prisma config, we are using the database URL over here. And Prisma Bunex, Prisma, and migrate dev init. It will just simply be migrating this. While migrating, the database should automatically be created. So let me just simply refresh it. Yeah, I have this to-dos DB. Great. So now Banex Prisma inside source is gonna be clear, right? So Banex Prisma generate. Whoa. Banex Prisma generate. Prisma generate. Great, it's been generated right now, and it's gonna be so for pretty much simple. Okay, if I'm not wrong. So this thing is done inside index.ts. By the way, here I have this, and I will have a db.ts as well. I'll keep it pretty simple. And now let's forget about these things. One of these things we already have. Type module we already have, and migrations we already have, so no need to worry about this. And apart from this particular thing, schema we have already created. This is what this is something that we have to create it here. So first of all, Prisma PG I'm gonna be getting from Prisma adapter, and then I will be passing my connection string. That connection string is gonna be nothing but the URL that we have, and then using the adapter we can just simply create the Prisma client and we'll be exporting it. So what we are gonna be doing over here, import two things, Prisma PG and Prisma client. So Prisma PG is gonna be coming from Prisma adapter, and import Prisma client. So Prisma client CLIENT Prisma client, that needs to be imported from generated Prisma from here. So these two things we have here. Once we have it here, so const first of all connection string. So let's even keep it like this, const adapter, that's gonna be equals to new Prisma PG, and it needs to get connection string, and that connection string is gonna be process.env.database URL, just like this. Once we have the adapter, const PG, that's gonna be actually Prisma, that's gonna be equals to new Prisma client, that's gonna be getting the adapter here, and then I have the Prisma client. I'm just simply gonna be exporting the Prisma client by default from here. So this way it's gonna be exported. I have this over here. Once I have this, then when it comes to getting the to-dos, so await Prisma from db.todo dot find many. I'm gonna be finding all of them. There's no configuration at all, like query at all. Const to-dos, I'm gonna be getting it like this. Once I got the to-dos, so I'm gonna be just simply logging the value of the to-dos, and let's see how it's gonna be going on. And when it comes to posting them, so first of all, app.use express.json const I need to know the title, that's it, of the to-do. So title, that's actually gonna be coming from request.body. So this is how I'm gonna be going ahead. And const await prisma.todo.create, where data is gonna be equals to title, that's gonna be equals to title. So this is how it's gonna be saved. Once it is saved, I'm gonna be getting the response, and once I got the response, I'm gonna be logging the value of the response as well. Okay, anything at response. I think the response that we get, inside the response we get the rows, and at the 0th index we get the real value. I don't know, but probably. Let's try this thing out, exactly what's gonna be happening. So these two things are gonna be running over here. Overall things are fine, so let's simply run it and check whether it works or not. Pretty simple. Yeah, ls one dev, well, we don't really have that configuration over here, so scripts start one index.js ts, and even in the development mode I'm gonna be having the same. Let's see how it's gonna be going on anyway. So slash index.ts, we will be making the proper needed changes if required, but for now things are just gonna be like this. Done dev. Allowed origins undefined. Great job, thank you. Server is racing on port 3000. Why is that undefined? db.ts allowed origins. So am I gonna be getting the value of it? Not really. Great. Done this again. Allowed origins. This particular origin is allowed. We even have the database URL. It is running. As it is running, so let me go to this postman. I know it's gonna be spent like this only, but as for the deployment thing, we will be just getting it done as soon as possible. At least there should be proper to do have, right? Probably we are gonna be working on the authentication part as well. Proper to do have. Okay. Why is it taking time? Because you don't have data, bro. Title, go to study. It is actually running on localhost 3001. It is running on localhost 3000 right now. That is, yeah, localhost 3000. So let me make a, by the way, front end is gonna be running on this Next.js application. So let me do one thing. Let me make it run on 3001, and that would be better, or 4000. Let me make it 4000. It is running on 4000. http colon localhost 4000 slash todoch. I'm gonna be getting there. Make a request. I'm not gonna be returned anything, but I will definitely get the result over here. Empty array. Great. So we get the empty array, so I'm gonna be just simply returning from here. So response.status 200 2000, not 200, json dot todoch, that's gonna be todoch. Pretty simple. And over here, as for this response, so response.status 201.json to do that actually got created. To do is gonna be equals to response. Let me how it's gonna be going on. So this thing is done. Time to give it a try. Okay, before giving it a try, you have to make sure that it works. So we don't have any to do. Let me post a new one. Go to study. Okay, we have posted 4 to do. So let me try to get them. Easy peasy, take it easy, ho jayega. So this thing is done. We are even getting the result of all the to-dos over here. Great. And once it is done, then I have to remove the to-do. So await prisma dot to-do dot update or find update one or update many. I'm gonna be updating one. And where id is gonna be equals to the id, but I don't really have the id over here. That's right, you don't have that. So const id is gonna be equals to request dot params dot id. Is this gonna be working? Request dot params, from the parameters I'm gonna be getting them. How do we get this thing here? Expression is not callable. id has no signatures. So like params is not callable. Like this. Cancel, bro. Params dot id. Okay, I can directly get it. Great job. So I got the id. Once I got the id is actually gonna be equals to the id, but data is declared. Okay, data I need to have. Data is gonna be What do I need to delete? I have to update. Yeah, I have to update. New title. Yeah, new title. That's gonna be equals to the new title. So const title is gonna be requested order body. I'm actually gonna be getting from it. So just like this, once I got the title, title is actually gonna be equals to the title. So when updating, if I am sending the title, that's great. Otherwise, there are two options: completed. You are gonna be sending this as well. So completed is gonna be having this value. So if I have the title, that's great. If I don't have the title, I may be changing anything. Most of the time I will be changing, I will be making it done. So to do mark done slash id. Suppose I'm just simply marking it as done. So just like this, and let me remove it from here. To do slash mark done, and then id I'm just simply gonna be passing, and this is gonna be marked as done. And once it is marked as done, so response dot status and 200 and dot json to do response. I don't know what kind of response I'm gonna be getting from here, but okay, let's see. Const response is gonna be equals to this. Pretty simple. Let's see what kind of response I'm gonna be getting. And when it comes to deleting, can I copy it all here? Can I paste it here? And completed I will not be getting over here. To do dot delete, I'm gonna be deleting where this, instead of this. Response status 200 blah blah blah. Okay, let's see. So we have done this much. Let me go to this footer, to do slash mark done slash id. Suppose this particular one, control C, control V, send it. I have to restart it. So completed. Okay, I'm not passing it here. So completed, that's gonna be true. Happy go lucky, done, send. Oh, it is made to true. And then once it is done, then I'm gonna be, let me get all the to-dos first of all. Get all the to-dos. So this is the true one. I'm gonna be deleting the same one. Control C. I'm gonna be deleting this one with this particular ID. This particular ID. Let me delete that. This has been deleted. So if I check this, check all the to-dos now. Get all the to-dos now. So the true one is deleted right now. So yeah, all the routes are working fine. And few messages, if there are, that would be better. Message to do deleted successfully. Message to do marked as done successfully. So this is also done. To do created successfully. If there are errors, I'm not even using try catch block, never mind, I should be using that anyway. To do fetched successfully. This particular thing is done. Response dot status 500 dot json. message something went wrong. Let me copy this. Let me log the value of it as well. CLG error. Just like this. Let me cut it all. Copy. Let me wrap this all. Try paste. Done. Try catch. Paste. Try catch. Paste. Alrighty, this much is done. The overall application is gonna be running. So ultimately backend is ready. That will just do the job as expected. Course configuration, so it may be problematic here. So one add course. Why is this taking time? Okay, that's done. So at the top here, app.use course origin, allowed origins. Oh, that's actually gonna be an array. I don't have course, right? Import course. I don't have the type now. One add type / course. So now I'm gonna be having the types. This is actually gonna be is this not gonna work as expected? Allowed origins. What is the problem? Something is up. Node modules and their types course has no default index. At the types at the I mean, this should be working, but if it is not working, अरे भाई, why is this happening? Usually it works if I don't use this. I have a backache right now, really. It's hurting a lot. I gotta do exercise now onwards, but my course is declared module media projects learning date as deployment. This has no default export. Oh, is this solved? So that was, yeah. So I just simply reloaded the page and it got solved. Great, that's what I wanted. Origin, and that's gonna be allowed origin. No, 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 no. So this particular is done, and particular thing is done. And what is the next thing that we can do? Allowed origin is already here, and we can CLG database. No. Database URL. Database URL. Let me get it here as well. Okay, this much is done. Am I missing something or everything's done? It turns out everything's done. So everything inside source that is needed, .env file that's not needed. I'm just gonna be building the image. Migrations, do I need the migrations while running it? If you are running it, you have already generated the client, but this client needs to be generated. Interesting. So let me create a Docker. And not a folder, bro. Come on, how long has it been, bro? 1 hour 53 minutes. 7 more minutes. Congratulations, we can do it. Why not? 2 hours. So till then, let me work on this Docker file and let's see how we are gonna be compiling this and all. So first of all, from I think this is the name of the image, and workdir app. Once we have this workdir, then I'm gonna be copying package.json and I'm gonna be installing everything. So copy package.json to the current directory. Once I have it over here, run install, done. Now I have to copy a few things. Even I have to run this. And for this thing, I will have to export the database here from here. We'll have to generate the client for sure over here. So let's see how it's gonna be done. But this should be bun only. Bun install. And what is the next thing that's gonna be happening over here? .docker ignore .env file node modules, probably Prisma as well. Do we have to have Prisma here, this particular schema, or once the client is actually generated, we don't need this? So we don't need this once the client is generated, but before the client is generated we need this. So for now I can say copy everything. It will be copying all these things, and once the client is actually generated, then we'll get the required ones which are needed for this. Run Bunix Prisma generate. It will not be able to generate the client, that is for sure, but let's see. Expose, that's gonna be 4000. cmd bun start. Let's see whether this much works or not, because after that I have to make sure that I have this build file in different stages. But before that I have to even try this thing out. I know it will fail, that's high possibility of this thing. So docker build to do backend and everything. everything from the current directory. Get ready for the errors. It should be failing. It will fail mainly because of this generator. When it generates, at that time it needs what environment variables, and there are no environment variables here, so it will just simply throw the error. Let's see what's gonna be happening. Right now it is just simply installing. Once the things are installed, then this will run. But next Prisma generate. What the hell? It did not throw the error. That's insane, yeah. Exporting the image. That simply means that everything worked. La. Literally, it worked. I thought we get the errors. By the way, as the image is already here, Docker images, Docker run. Four thousand to do backend. Server is listening on undefined. That simply means I have to pass the environment variables. Great. So environment variable, the first one is gonna be port. That's gonna be 4000. Second one is gonna be database URL. Database environment. Database URL, that's gonna be equals to Postgres Postgres 3241 @localhost 5432. It will not work. Why it will not work? Because this particular image, this particular container, and the Postgres container, they are not connected to the same network, and because of that thing it will not be able to make a request to their yeah. So ultimately these things are not going to be working, but okay, that's fine. /todos db, and then I need to have what? I need to have one more, something called allowed origin. Another allowed origin. Even today it's not going to be possible to just simply get it done, but okay, we'll keep working on this allowed origin, and that's going to be http localhost. अरे भाई हाँ, allowed origin http localhost 3000. Run it. Here we are. Allowed origin is undefined because the spelling that I wrote over here, that's wrong. Yeah, sorry for that. I have used this colon here, but we have the database URL, we have this. It is ultimately running, so that's what we wanted. It will not be able to talk to the database because they are running in different containers and they are not connected to the same network. So that's the problem. But yeah, it is running. What I want to do, I want to just simply run it in the, first of all, let me fix this thing, probably like this, and I'm gonna be running it in the detached mode. I'm gonna execute inside the container. So docker process status, docker execute in the interactive mode. This is the one that's running, and sh ls. Now I'm inside this. So I have the node modules, I have docker file, and I have Prisma here. So cd Prisma. Usually we don't need this Prisma. ls migrations and all these things we have. Inside source ls cd src ls, I have generated a file. So now what I have to do, it's good that it works, but there's gonna be a few changes here now. So this is gonna be the build stage. as what base stage. What should I be naming it? I'm not even sure about the names. Let me go to burn image, Docker image. Okay, wait for a while. How long is it gonna take? I'm definitely facing the network issue. I cannot really turn the data on, like wired connection on, because that is not stable. It's only Wi-Fi is stable in my case, and even if it is stable, the speed is not fast enough. Already here. What the hell? Where am I? I was supposed to be somewhere else. I came somewhere else. Centralized one application with Docker. Ta-da, ta-da, ting. User this. The last one is gonna be as release. Okay, let me do one thing. As base, that's okay, not really a bad name at all. This is gonna be the base one, and work dir is gonna be app, or I can name it base. Base in the sense nothing. This is just a name. Okay, what could be the better name over here for this? It is even base over here. I'm gonna be naming it base. The folder name can actually be anything, so I'm gonna be just naming it base. Over here they are naming user source app. We could have gone with that as well. This is just the starting point, that is why I'm naming it base. As for the directory, that can be named anything. That can be user base, or that can be directly base. That doesn't really matter. Does it matter? Not really. Whatever work directory you have, that's the same work directory will be used. So let me make it user source app. Sorry, base. I'm gonna be going it like this, or app can be anything. And here at the end, what do we have? Here at the end, you are just simply getting the things. But before that, pre-release, you are gonna be creating a work directory over here. Haven't you done that? No, I haven't done that. So work directory is created only once. What are we doing here? Base, and then from base mkdir we are creating temp and dev. From base as install mkdir, temp dev is created a package, and all these things. So ultimately you are running this particular command to just simply create it. So work dir is created only once, and then you are creating the commands separately. I mean directories separately. That's fine. But these directories are gonna be created inside base only, right? So from base as install mkdir, you are creating it there. mkdir, you are creating it here. Copy node module, so from base as pre-release, and then you from install dev node modules, you are copying all the node modules, you are copying everything from there. And from base as release, temp prod node modules, you are getting this. From here you are getting this, and from here you are getting this. So this is how you are gonna be going ahead with the things. What are we gonna be doing now? Always gonna be pretty simple. We have this base. We have created this app over here, and even we are not creating from base as release. So that simply means we will have this folder only running there. That's great, fine, okay with this. And package.json, we are copying everything. That's great, and we have generated it. That is also great. Once it has generated, then this is the stage 1. Anyway, stage 1, and once we have run everything and done, this is gonna be stage 2. So what am I gonna be doing at this stage? At this stage I'm gonna say that from base as release, I'm gonna be releasing this. Work dir, I don't really need to create, or I need to. Work dir, that can be the same as well, so I don't really need to create another work dir. So this is the one that's gonna be there, and same work dir. Oof. I'm gonna be asking the AI write it. Just a minute, let me just ask the questions instead of asking the AI write this. How to generate Docker file, and especially should we create work dir if I'm writing Docker file based on few stages. So should I create a new work directory on every stage and then get the things done, or there should be only one work directory? Let's see. Great question. Okay. अरे भाई आगे दे दो. I'm facing network issue because of that thing. Okay, fine. What is work directory? What is work dir in Docker? So it's the current working directory inside the containers. After this, copy, run command, etc. App multi-stage build concept. So node 18 as builder. Work dir app. Copy everything. Install everything. Node work dir. Node it's slim. Work dir this from new stage. Yeah. New container environments and body node. Each stage is independent, so work directory is not shared between stages. You must define this. Again, okay, fine, done. You usually should because each stage each stage starts fresh without work dir paths become messy, absolute. So in that case, this is how I have to go with the thing. So I should be creating the work dir again and again, and then I can just simply get the things from the other stages. That's good, not really a bad thing as builder, and from builder we will be getting the things done. That does make sense, by the way. It's better to just simply, instead of getting the whole image, I'm gonna be just simply saying this, that from oven bun 1, and by the way, this is gonna be as, I don't even need to name anything. This is the second stage, that's gonna be the last one. Work dir can be anything, app, and even here I'm gonna be naming it app. That doesn't really matter what your work dir is. And once this is done, then I'm gonna be copying a few things. So copy from stage, and that's gonna be base. From base I'm gonna be copying what? From base app slash package.json. I'm gonna be copying this. Copy from base stage base slash app slash I need this, and what else I need? I need ts config for running it. I definitely need the ts config as well. So ts config.json I need in the current directory, and let me do one thing, copy it a few times from this node modules. I'm going to get them in the current directory. So in the current directory, I hope it's going to be right, or node module slash, and I got the files, I got the node modules, source, inside source, whatever I have, I'm gonna be getting everything. So src forward slash, and environment variables we don't really need, bunlock we don't really need, prisma config.ts we probably need this. So prisma config.ts, that's gonna be in the current directory. Anything else we need? I don't really think so. So let me just give it to the AI and see what AI says regarding this particular what Docker file configuration. Your main question, should I stage 1 stage 2 work dir app? best version, that is improved. Let's see what the AI has changed over here. So first builder base app bunlock b or bunlock, there is just bunlock. So package.json bunlock in the current directory, bun install, copy, bunx prisma this, generate bun run build if using ts build, and runner. So o1 app package.json node modules source prisma. Oh, I forgot to get the prisma. Do we need the prisma here? I don't know. I don't think so. Once we have generated, I don't really need this. Do we need to get the prisma schema, because we have already generated the client? So what is the use of having this schema now? Issues yes, sometimes you still need the prisma schema even after generating the client, but not always. It depends on what you at the runtime. So what the Bunix will generate prisma reads schema generates this. So after this your app can use prisma client. It already knows your schema. So why not in runtime most production? It only if your app only queries database and do not run migrations or generator, then you do not need schema final image required in runtime. You need it if your app does any of these running migrations inside the container. So prisma migrate deploy needs otherwise yeah, you will get the push. All these things I'm not gonna be doing inside the schema for sure. So sorry, inside the image. So it is not really needed important. Migrations are run outside the container CI/CD pipeline container. So schema is usually not included. Yeah, that's what I said. Let me just simply comment this for now. This is not quite needed. Then whatever, it is almost ready. So what am I gonna be doing here? Let's try it for the last time and then we'll call it here. So docker build, and the tag name is gonna be unstoppable the coder, and to do app, and the current directory. Failed to build. Congratulations. What is the problem? KDS deployment ls cd backend. Okay, let's see. Oh my, never mind. We have done quite a lot of things today. Overall, the whole backend is ready. Now we'll work on the front end tomorrow, and then we will work on the deployment part. Database will we already have the image of PostgreSQL, so that will not be problematic. Apart from this particular thing, I need to learn some other databases as well, like learning them well first of all. Especially I'm going through better auth nowadays, so it's better to just simply explore better auth in detail, like what from base. Just a minute. What does this mean? It is not found. Don't we have that here? Docker process status. This was the image, right? We do have prisma cat and prisma. Cat ls cat prisma config.ts. No such file or directory. So prisma config. Oh, got it. The problem. Prisma.config.ts. This is the name. That's the same name, bro. Prisma.config.ts. This is a file. So cat So we are getting this. Once we are getting this is the problem. Got it. So exit. The same command will be used for building it. Let me see. Alrighty, the image is built almost. Now the remaining things are there. We'll be just simply getting them done. And this is how we are gonna be going ahead. So that was it for now. Now I'm gonna be catching up tomorrow. Not tomorrow. Even I have to come back. I'll be live after half an hour again, and we will be talking about Rust. Why? That is the language that I just recently learned. So I know the basics of Rust right now, and I have to build an application. So let's see. I'll be back and talking about that. Okay. And not only that, we have to talk about the Linux commands. That is also something we have to go through. So it turns out we have quite a lot of things to do. Okay, so that was it in this particular live, by the way. Thank you very much for being here, if you are here in any case. And now I'm gonna be